Today, we heard from Jacob Wetterling's parents. They made their first public comment since the arrest of a person of interest in their son's case.
Jerry and Patty Wetterling made an emotional appeal for anyone with information to come forward.
And that's what we're always going to ask is, where is Jacob? That's what we've been trying to find for all of these years. And I really believe that somebody in this community knows.
The Wetterlings say, like everyone else, they were caught off guard by the stunning developments last week in the 26-year-old unsolved abduction of Jacob.
The FBI arrested 52-year-old Danny Heinrich last week at his home in Annandale. He is charged with 5 counts of possessing and receiving child pornography. He has denied knowing anything about Jacob's disappearance. Authorities revealed that a tire print from Heinrich's 1982 Ford EXP and a footprint from his sneaker were consistent with prints taken from the scene of Jacob's abduction. Investigators say Heinrich's DNA is a positive match in the abduction and sexual assault of another boy in January of 1989 in nearby Painesville. Esme Murphy was in St. Joseph when the Wetterling spoke. Moving from what we saw, did they talk about Danny Heinrich today?
Well, Frank and Amelia, they did not mention him by name, but Patty Wetterling made a defiant reference to the man who has become the focus of this 26-year-old mystery.
And I refuse to be silenced by this man. We were caught off guard like all of you, and we don't have the answers yet.
Speaking in front of their home, Patty and Jerry Wetterling appealed for anyone with any information to come forward.
No one plays a more important role than you, everyday citizens, in reporting that little piece of information. When added to other pieces of information, will solve the puzzle and bring Jacob home.
It's an appeal they have been making for 26 years that has taken on new urgency with the stunning revelation that Danny Heinrich has long been a suspect in a series of unsolved sexual assaults on boys in the late 1980s in Painesville, and that he is a DNA match in the January 1989 sexual assault and kidnapping of 12-year-old Jared Shirel, a case the FBI has said they believe is connected to Jacob's case.
I really believe that somebody in this community knows. We are really, really proud of Jared and all of the victims who came forward in Painesville. There may be other victims.
And as they appeal for people to come forward in those cases, as well as in the child porn case Heinrich is charged with, they laid out the one thing they want for themselves.
We will hope and pray that one day we will have the answer to the one question that we've asked forever. Where is Jacob? Somebody knows, and we're begging for those answers. Thank you.
The Wetterlings will not be in court tomorrow when Danny Heinrich makes an appearance. Patty will be in Washington, D.C., doing work at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, work she has been doing for 26 years. The entire statement by the Wetterlings is on our website at WCCO.com.
Yeah, it was relatively brief.
Yes.
We've read the court documents, the initial ones about Heinrich and the child porn charges. What happens in court tomorrow?
Well, at this initial court hearing, what we will have is an FBI agent testifying about the kinds of evidence the government has in this child porn case. And I think it's really important here to understand that this child porn case is extremely serious. It's being overshadowed here. And Patty Wetterling herself talked about how concerned she is about this case. This case is a big case in the charges they have against Heinrich right now. He faces up to 60 years in prison if convicted.
But as big as it is, I mean, they want to get to connection with Wetterling.
Absolutely, absolutely. But it is, what we're going to be hearing about tomorrow is this horrific child porn case. The government has a lot of evidence against this man. And of course, yes, they are continuing to push the abduction of Jacob Wetterling. They are still focusing on that and trying to get answers, as well as in the Painesville cases.
Sure. We'll put up some numbers. Esme, thank you. If you have any information, you are asked to call the Stearns County Sheriff at 320-259-3700 or 320-656-6625. You can also call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. That number is 1-800-THE-LOST or 1-800-843-5678. As you heard the Wetterling say, no bit of information is too small.